Alright, Boxing Truth, back with another video. Been away, feel like talking some boxing, especially after this nonsense that's going on with the sanctioning bodies. The WBC and the WBA are slowly but surely ruining boxing, depriving matchups from happening. I mean, if you're a true boxing fan, no one's really happy about what's going on with the sanctioning bodies within the WBC, the WBA, how they're handing out these bullshit belts, putting out these bullshit tags, and not following their rules and not showing the balls to pull the trigger on certain matchups. Lomachenko was given the franchise tag by WBC, this new bullshit tag, which pretty much just strips him of the world title, and they're given this franchise recognition, but they're no longer the current title holder. It's this new bullshit that's going on that's just really putting a bad taste in boxing fans' mouths. I mean, because of this, Loma is no longer going to be an undisputed champion if he goes on to beat the winner of the Comne Teofimo Lopez bout. The WBC was quick to make Lomachenko franchise champion despite not making one defense of the title, not even defending the title, not even fighting one mandatory. And they're not really following the same standards. Canelo was given the franchise tag because of all he's accomplished. Lomachenko, I don't feel, is in the same stratosphere of a Canelo, at least not yet. I mean, had he become undisputed champion at lightweight, then okay, maybe he deserves a franchise tag. But at the same time, it's depriving matchups from being made that boxing fans will like to see. Of course, Lomachenko has business to attend to in the winner of Comne and Lopez. But now, that fight's not going to be for the undisputed title, as Devin Haney has been practically gifted a belt for beating Zaire Abdullayev. So he has to just beat Zaire Abdullayev to become a world champion. This really does nothing for Devin Haney. He's not going to be recognized as a true champ until he really beats somebody. Lomachenko is going to be denied his opportunity to become undisputed. And there's really no authority out there that can really push for a potential Lomachenko-Devin Haney fight. I would have liked to have seen that fight occur after Loma took care of business against the winner of Comne Teofimo Lopez, had he was able to win that fight and get a chance to defend all the titles against another high-profile opponent, whether that's Gervonta Davis, whether that's Devin Haney going forward. But WBC just said they're not going to enforce any mandatory on Lomachenko, which was brewing for quite some time. I knew the WBC had really no intentions of enforcing any mandatory on Loma anytime soon, even though he won a vacant strap and is required to make 2 mandatory defenses, though the WBC is not going to do that. The WBC is slowly losing a lot of credibility. They're really starting to annoy a lot of boxing fans. They're annoying the shit out of me. You got WBO president calling them out by handing out palooka belts for events, for fights that are not even involved in. I mean, even when fights they're not even involved in, the WBC somehow sticks their beak in, handing out these bullshit Mayan belts for fighters that are not even Mexican descent or not even involved in the fight. For example, the Tyson Fury Otto Wallin fight. That fight was not a WBC related fight, and yet they stick their beaks in and want to hand out these bullshit belts that the fighters don't even really care about. I really wonder how Lomachenko really feels about this. I mean, yeah, he's given this franchise tag, but he's no longer the champion of the WBC. And if he beats the Comey Teofimo winner, he's not going to be recognized as undisputed lightweight champion. So this really makes a situation worse. Loma has been deprived his chance of becoming undisputed champion. The WBC have no balls. They ain't gonna force any high-profile fighter to make mandatories. They're most likely gonna probably make Wilder a franchise champion if he keeps winning, and doesn't have to face a long overdue mandatory in Dylan White. So the WBC is on some bullshit right now. They're really stanking up the sport of boxing, handing out bullshit palooka belts, making up bullshit franchise tags, not making or enforcing quality mandatory type fights. I mean, I can understand when the WBC wouldn't give Sebastian Highland a title shot. I understood it. They wouldn't enforce that fight at all. Highland had no chance of getting a shot at the title since he was mandatory for over 2 years. Dylan White, number 1 ranked contender, still won't get a shot at the title. It's been over 2 years. But how the fuck are you not gonna eventually enforce a fighter like Devin Haney to get his shot at the title against Lomachenko? How the fuck are you not going to enforce Jamal Charlo to get his shot at the title against Canelo Alvarez? Not saying that the WBC had to do it immediately, but it would have been nice to see them enforce those type fights in 2020. The WBC got no balls, man. They just want to collect their sanctioning fees. They don't want to follow their own fucking rules. They don't want to enforce worthy fights. And they want to deprive fans and fighters of their ultimate goals. They want to deprive fans of fights that are worth watching. So the WBC is pretty much telling you that they don't got the balls to make to pull the trigger on some of these fights. They just want to play buddy with the promoters. They want to continue to dick ride Al Heyman, pretty much grant all his requests. Only enforce mandatories when it fits their agenda or a certain promoter's agenda. So this situation with the sanctioning body is getting worse by the day. WBC, I have no respect for it anymore. I don't have any respect for the WBA. I mean, they're continuing to stink up the joint too. I mean, look how many fucking champions they got. 3 freaking champions for almost every division. It's ridiculous. The WBO and the IBF, even though people criticize their rankings, this is the one thing you can say about them. They do follow their fucking rules. The WBO doesn't hand out palooka belts. They don't freaking have these gold champions and fucking super champions. The IBF is the only sanctioning body that has the balls to enforce a superstar fighter to fight a mandatory. So you gotta give those guys some respect. You gotta give the WBO respect for not handing out bullshit belts and franchise tags. Right now, the WBO and the IBF are the only ones with any credibility right now. Fuck the WBC. Fuck the WBA. They don't give a shit about the sport of boxing. They only care about sanctioning fees. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.